The settings that we used were prominently interior. We focused mainly on showing the dark place in a house, often neglected, to represent not only neglect within the house and the type of people that they are, but also the class we are aiming towards, working class to lower class, which is commonly shown in social realism films.
When it came to the character situation, we obviously kept it in a domestic setting. We wanted to show the audience that Kaylee went through physical and verbal abuse from her mother, which is often a gritty type of topic which is projected in social realism films.
The editing software that we used was Final Cut Pro. For the webcam shots, we wanted them to be in black and white, and we also added a recording outline around the frame so the audience could understand and differentiate between the two different cameras we were using. The webcam one mainly being the one that Kaylee pleads for help in and addresses the audience in.
When it came to developing our film, we used just a female character. We found when doing research that most of the characters were men, or a group of men, or generally just a group. We thought for our main protagonist we would have one single character, which was a female. Therefore it widened the bullying and domestic violence attributes to her life.
The change in cameras, as I previously said, was to allow the audience to be invited into Kaylee's life. It was her way of pleading for help, but also to tell the audience what was going on. So it's not that we necessarily wanted to show it, because often those scenes can be quite violent and brutal, and our audience ranges from quite young to quite mature. So instead of showing the physical abuse that goes on, we wanted Kaylee to say it, and so the audience can see the hurt and pain that she's experiencing.
Also, when using the webcam shots, it allowed us to use both non-diegetic and diegetic audio, because of the webcam, sometimes it was rolling when Kaylee and her mum weren't in shot. Therefore, a non-diegetic audio would be used for their arguments outside of the room which we were currently filming in. It gave more of a dynamic view to the film.
Often social realism films not only focus on guys, but they focus on a large group of characters. We wanted to limit our characters to Kaylee and her mum. Often we also threw in her nan, which you couldn't see. It was just an over-the-phone plead for help. We chose to use these characters to further represent loneliness, not only in Kaylee's life, but also in her mum's life. So that's why we only chose to have two. It also made the film a lot simpler, easy to follow, and allows the audience to sympathise with both the characters.
Also, we felt that with our film, a enigma-coded ending fitted better. We felt that leaving the ending ambiguous for the audience to then decide what happened to Kaylee fitted the film well, and was able to differentiate whether the audience wanted Kaylee's life to turn out good or turn out for the worst.
For the poster, we didn't want it in black and white to connote her webcam scenes. We wanted them to be a lower saturation. This allowed colour to still be injected into the poster, but still represented a depressive side towards someone's life. We found it very common to use that effect and filter in social realism films.
Also, because we wanted the attention to be drawn to the photo, we used simple font throughout our review, therefore giving the review poster simplicity while the audience were focused on the photo.
The pose that we used isn't often seen. We only really saw the main protagonist not addressing the camera in the film poster Bullet Boy. We really liked the pose that he was doing. He wasn't facing the camera. It was a portrait image of him, but we didn't like all the other attention which was floating around his head. We didn't want any extra add-ons in our film poster. We wanted it to focus mainly on her. For our film review, we wanted it to be very honest. We wanted our audiences to be able to read it and see what we could have improved on, or aspects of social realism films that are too common in films and they wouldn't like to see, or aspects of social realism films that are common, such as using a male character and they would have preferred to see. Well-cultured film enthusiasts were the most likely read film reviews, so being brutally honest about our film would have allowed them to decide whether they want to go see it to challenge it or to go and see it because they like the idea of it.
Also, the point of the film review is to get a general idea of what the film's about. Therefore, we use snapshots throughout the film review, indicating what kind of stuff goes on in the film, what route it takes, and whether the film's for you and if you will genuinely go and see it.
An aspect that we've never seen before when doing our research in social realism film reviews is enlarged quotes. It's most commonly found in like magazines and newspapers, but we really like the idea of using them because it allowed us to feel do that again. Enlarged quotations aren't commonly used in social realism film review Enlarged quotations aren't commonly used in film reviews, they're mainly used in magazines or newspapers, but we like the idea of using them because it allowed us to highlight the main parts of our review and enlarge them for audiences to see, even if they're just flicking through a newspaper or flicking through a magazine, and to draw them in. It also holds the whole review, so it would entice the audience to either read it or to ignore it, or even just off those quotations that we used to go and see the film. Yeah?
Yeah.